Oh yeah, look at that nice gilded design. Beautiful. And that's how a card trick is usually described when you read it from a book. But we all know better, there's small things you gotta do here and there to actually make it happen. This is the greatest impromptu rising card. Or is it? What up, crew? It is Magic Monday, and this is your place to learn magic, master your performance, and captivate audiences. If you don't know who I am, don't worry too much about it, because I'm going to be teaching you a rising card trick that you can do right now. So before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, grab your favorite deck of playing cards, and now, let's do it. Alright, yo, so check out this neat little rising card, and by the way, for those of you who are curious, today we're going to be using these Svengali playing cards. I love them a lot. I actually got them a while back, and then I never actually used them until now, and now they're just... they feel so good. They're not available anywhere, so don't even think about it. Alright, so I'll start off by giving the deck a quick little shuffle, and then I'll ask the spectator to deal out 5 piles of 5 cards. Let me just speed through that. I'll put the rest of the cards over to the side for now. We're just going to focus on these 5 piles. I'm going to ask the spectator to pick up any of the 5 piles, any of the ones that they want, and take a look and remember just one card. And I can have my eyes closed for this. I could be blindfolded, I could be tied up, thrown into a closet, whatever it is, as long as I'm taken back out afterwards. They can pick any pile they want and take a look and memorize any card. Of course, since I don't have a spectator here, let's just say you want to memorize this card. So take a look at this card and memorize it, because you may not see it again. I'm hoping that you do. Now, I'm going to ask them to take any of the other 4 piles, take 2 of the piles and put them together. Let's say these 2. Take the other 2 piles, put them together, and we'll take the pile with the selected card and we'll mash that right in between. This way, you know, the card is somewhere in between. And we're going to do the exact same thing one more time. I'm going to deal it off into 5 piles of 5, or actually the spectator would deal it off into 5 piles of 5. Alright, so the card is in one of these piles, but the question is, which one? I'm going to have a spectator move their hand around on top of each of these piles, and they're going to do their best to get a sense of their card. Let's just say their card or their senses pulled them to this pile right here. We'll take a look at this pile. And now you're going to tell me, you being the spectator, are going to tell me, the performer, if your card is in this pile. Alright, let's say you say your card is not in this pile. Okay, well, the force was not strong with that one. Let's try it again. You know, that was only 1 out of 5 tries. You got a few more. Let's say you want to pick this pile right here. Take a look. Let's see if your card's in this pile. It's not in this pile. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You know, that was only 2. You know, more than, you know, you still have 50-50. So let's pick one of these. Let's just say this pile right over here. We'll take a look at this pile. Here we go. Is your card in this pile? Yes, it is. Okay, great. Definitely great news. All right. Very good. There you go. There's the trick. No, I'm just kidding. So now that we know what pile your card's in, I'm going to kind of mix it up a little bit, and, you know, I'll even do this. I'm just going to spread out the cards like this. All right? So I have no idea where the card is. You have no idea where the card is. But we do know that it's somewhere in here. Now, I'm going to take the rest of the deck, and I'm going to pull cards completely at random and put them right on top of this, the rest of the deck that I had initially put aside. So let's say I pick one card here, take this card, and I will put it up here. I'll take another card, let's say this card right here, put it right over there. I'm just going to misalign it with the deck, but still keep it right there. You're going to have to pick another card, let's say this card right over here, take it, leave it right there. Got to pick another card. We're going to pick 5 cards just to stay consistent with the number 5. And now we have to pick one more card. Let's say, the spectator can pick it as well. Let's just say this card right here. And we'll leave it right there. Then we'll square all of this up and we'll put it right on top. Now we have some cards sticking up top here. We have some cards sticking on the bottom here. I'm going to ask the spectator to push in the end that's closer to them. So that'll be this end. They're going to push that in. And boom, these cards protrude out a little bit more. Now check this out. Here's where it gets really good. I'm going to start pushing from this end. You're going to see one card rising out right in the front. You ready for this? One card. There's one card only. And what was your selected card? The King of Diamonds, the one that you just thought of? Well, check this out. There's your card. The King of Diamonds. Boom. Alright, yo, so welcome to the tutorial. Just to give you some background on this effect, it is known as the Rising card by Tristan Glenn, and of course it's not the typical Rising card that you're used to seeing when you're watching like any kind of street performance or like David Blaine or anyone like that. This is a more, again, like an impromptu version that you can do, and it's nice and simple, and it gives you a lot of interaction with the spectator, so I have a lot of fun with that, and I feel like that gives me the better type of reactions versus you just doing everything yourself. So given that background, let's go ahead and break it down. First things first, before I even start, I hand the deck over to the spectator and allow them to shuffle it up as much as they'd like, because it just gives them that sense of freedom. Once that's done, I ask them to steal the cards into 5 piles of 5, so let's just do that. Once that's done, you can take the rest of the cards and put them to the side for now. We can come back to them later, as you saw in the performance. And you ask the spectator to take any pile they want and remember a card from that pile. And you'll see in a minute, but the reason this works is based on a mathematical principle, which I'll kind of show you how the whole thing works later on in this video as well. So let's just say they pick any pile, this one right over here, and they take a look and memorize any one card. Let's just say they want to memorize the King of Spades. So take a look, memorize the King of Spades. And when I square it all up, I put it back to where it was. I tell them to select any 2 of the other piles, as you saw in my performance. They take them, I tell them to put them together, do the same thing with the other 2 piles, and then put this one pile between those 2 piles. So mentally, the reason why this works well is because they feel like now their card or pile of cards is being lost somewhere in the center of the packet. So mentally, that's why this works. And then you ask them to deal it out into 5 piles again, 5 piles of 5. So we do it. Once that's done, the card that they selected will be in the center of one of these piles. And that's the cool thing of how the mathematics of this works, is because when you're going around doing the first set of dealing 5 cards, you deal 5 arbitrary cards, then the second deal, when you go around, you deal 5 more arbitrary cards, and the third go around, you're pretty much dealing the center packet that was there when you put all these packets together. So the center packet has the third card here, third card here, third card here, third card here, and third card here. So whatever pile their card is in, their card will be the center card. So let's just take a quick look. And I like to kind of play around with the spectator to have them get a sense of their card. I think it should be in this pile if I'm not mistaken. We had picked the King of Spades, so maybe it's in this pile. Yeah, King of Spades, so it's in this pile. And you can see that the King of Spades is the center card right over here. I highly recommend you to go ahead and try this out, because doing it by yourself, it feels a lot more magical. So we have the King of Spades here in the center pile, and now you're going to pretty much do the exact same thing. You ask them, well, the exact same thing as in, once they go around, they pick whatever pile they want. Let's just say they pick the incorrect pile, right? So you show them this, they're like, no, my card's not there. You can say, no problem, let's try that again, and just try to focus a bit more on your card. Most of the time, they get it on their second or third try, just because that's how probability works, but if it doesn't, you can just keep on going until they locate their card. So they find it here, you square this up, and then as soon as this is squared up, I just start putting these cards together. And again, you want their packet to be the center packet. Although, to be quite honest, it really doesn't matter. That's just how it was taught in the original effect. But I usually pick it up as the center packet. Again, you can switch up the order. And now I give the deck a shuffle, right? And this is not really a shuffle. All I literally do is make it look like a shuffle. So I take cards, I count 7 cards as I'm doing an overhand shuffle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Throw the rest on top. And now that I've done the math, I know their card will be 6th from the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's their card, the King of Spades. Now, of course, if you did not put that card in the center position, and you put it near the top, let's say, for example, if you put the pile that had their card on top, so it ended up something like this, these cards are here, then you know the king is in this position. The only thing that matters is you know the position the king is in. And you want to confuse the spectator by shuffling up the pack or giving it like a false cut, something like this, whatever you want to do. But the main thing is to convey to the spectator the card's being lost in the deck, but you have to know the position of that card. So for now, the card is in the 3rd position from the top. So here I spread out the cards like this, as you saw in my performance, and then I pick up the rest of the deck. So what you can do is to kind of make this a bit more fun with the spectator, you can say, I'm going to select the card first. So you select some random card in the deck, not the spectator selected card, which again is 3rd from the top. You select a random card first. Let's say this one right over here. You pick that card, you put it up front towards the spectator, the bottom of the card about halfway onto the deck, and now you have them select a card. If they select the card near the top, you want them to kind of go towards this end of the deck. So maybe in your first selection, you select the card closer to the top, and then you tell them to go somewhere near the bottom, just to kind of keep them away from the card that you will eventually be selecting. So hopefully that makes sense. So you selected a card, you have them select a card. Let's say they select this one. You take this card, put it on the bottom like this, right? So the bottom is sticking out here, and this is sticking out up top here like this. And now you're going to find their selected card, which will be third from the top. You don't know what it is, but you know where it is. Third from the top, you'll see that's a King of Spades. You're gonna take that card, align it with the card that was on top, have them take another card. Let's say they take this card, put that on the bottom, and then you take whatever other card you want, put that on top. Then you square the rest of these cards up. If I can square them up, put that right over here. And again, now we're doing a bit more interaction with the spectator, which makes this a lot more fun. You have them push in the cards on their end, so they push in these cards like this. You'll see these two cards will be coming out here. And now all you have to do is push in these two cards, and you can kind of make it seem like a rising card effect if you tilt the deck up and push in, right? So all you gotta do is push these cards in with your thumb, make it seem like a rising card, and you'll see that their card starts rising out right from the top. Swivel it around, show them that's their card, and they will be impressed beyond their wildest imaginations. I appreciate you watching, but if you want to check out the coolest, greatest trick, click on this video right over here. The perfect card trick is waiting for you. Hope you have a great day ahead. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Deck drop.